Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
A continuación, Voces en Acción, el programa comunitario que informa a la comunidad latina. Voces en Acción, la verdad en acción. Voices in Action, the truth in action. Now, con ustedes, Jenny Ibarra.
Good afternoon, good day, wherever you are. Thank you for being with us. Thank you again for becoming part of our small family, I can say, or in Montgomery County, it's going to be a huge family because we're Texans and we're proud of it. So thank you for being with us. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Jenny Rosales, again, with Voces En Accion, bringing you the latest information about every single organization that is putting a seed of assistance or help towards the most needed people in our community. And here in Texas, and I'm going to say I do serve other communities as well outside of the United States in the world. So it reaches everybody in the world. So thank you for being with us. Gracias por estar con nosotros. Buenos días, buenas tardes. Gracias por pertenecer a esta pequeña familia, aunque yo creo que es muy grande porque estamos en Montgomery. Y realmente en Montgomery, Texas, todo lo hacemos en grande. Los tejanos todo lo hacemos en grande. Así que quiero que sepan que es un honor para mí tenerlos nuevamente con nosotros en Voces en Acción. Mi nombre es Jenny Rosales, la host o la anfitriona de este programa. Hoy tenemos un show donde vengo y les traigo información muy necesaria que usted podría tener la atención de apuntar lo que vamos a hablar hoy día, porque es crucial. Si usted ve alguna familia en necesidad, vamos a hablar con una compañía que se encarga, una corporación que se encarga de ayudar a las personas que más necesitan, que son nuestros niños y las familias abandonadas. Pero antes de eso quiero hablar sobre nuestro sponsor de hoy. Nuestro sponsor de hoy es First Financial Bank. El First Financial Bank hemos estado desde los 1900 trabajando con la comunidad. Ellos están aquí para quedarse y ellos dan un poquito de ellos para que nosotros aprendamos a administrar nuestro negocio, administrar nuestros ingresos o los assets que nosotros tenemos económicamente. Nos enseñan financieramente cómo continuar. Nos dan préstamos estudiantiles si necesitamos, o préstamos de casa o préstamos para carros. Hay todo tipo de préstamos con First Financial Bank. Pero lo último que han hecho por nosotros, la comunidad hispana, es crear un préstamo para aquellas personas que no tienen ningún tipo de seguro social y que quieren pertenecer al sueño americano de tener una casa. First Financial Bank, con su ITIN number, puede darle un préstamo hasta de $400,000. Por favor, contáctelos. 936-439-1800, 936-439-1800. Ellos están al alcance de sus sueños con First Financial Bank. I am just going to go ahead and talk about our sponsor, First Financial Bank. They have been with us since 1900s. They have been giving us all type of assistance, financially guiding us through the process of becoming either a homeowner or business owner, guiding us through the process of saving, applying our assets where they're supposed to. Why don't you go ahead and call them and reach them? They're a good team. They're always there. They're present. They're willing to assist you. Their phone number is 936-439-1800, 936-439-1800. And you can call too if you don't have a Social Security number. They have what they call a loan program for people with ITIN numbers. That means the tax number that you use. That's what they're able to use in order for you to qualify for your American dream of having a house here in the United States. So you can reach them again. First Financial Bank is at your feet for you to have your American dream. Today, I am so honored. I have with me Miss Marilyn, and I have to get your last name pronounced, Kasmiersky. Okay. I know Marilyn, but I don't know her last name, pronouncing her last name. It's, the Spanish and the English is together, so please forgive me about that. And Marilyn is the executive director and CEO of Family Promise of Montgomery County. And we're going to talk about Family Promise of Montgomery County. Vamos a hablar con la señora, la directora ejecutiva y la CEO de Family Promise of Montgomery County, y ella va a hablar con nosotros sobre lo que la organización significa, lo que ellos hacen por nosotros en Montgomery y cómo podemos nosotros ayudarnos y ayudar a otras personas. Thank you, Marilyn, for being with us. It's an honor. Yesterday we met, but it's like such a short, time, and to me it was an amazing time. Okay,
yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here, and I'm excited to be on this show and to expand our mission to more people in our community and beyond.
Exactly, and then I always start not with the corporation. I start with Marilyn. Why? Because we want to know, Hispanic people would tend to be very, very noisy. We want to find out where she married, she has kids, where she came from, what kind of background she has, all that stuff, because we want to become family. We usually do that. So if you can tell us a little bit about yourself and what brought you to Family, Promise, because that's a big step. Being where you are, that means you really loved it.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I have been in Montgomery County for probably 40 years. I was born and raised in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and my family moved to Texas when I was in college. So when I left college, I came here to be with my family and near my family, and I met my husband here on a blind date, believe it or not. I didn't go on blind dates, but I did, and he had to ask me 8 times before I said yes.
That's so
but
cool.
I didn't need a man, I needed a job, so that's where I was at in my life.
Okay.
But I've always had a heart to serve others. I think that God just gave me a servant heart. And so most of my career has been in nonprofit. I've had my own businesses. My husband was a builder-developer here in Montgomery County, and that was a fun phase, but I always had my own business so I could be home raising my children.
I imagine so.
And in nonprofits. But
the good thing is that you were able to say yes the 8 times that he,
yes.
he pushed it and pushed it. And
Yes.
I bet you have such a wonderful husband. That's the main thing. That's what we want to have all the time. For somebody that will guide us, that will
Yes.
share with us life. Do you have kids?
I have 3 children and 8 grandchildren.
8 grandchildren? Wow.
Yes.
That's nice.
2 came with the marriage, but they're ours. And I have 2 of my children are still in Montgomery County, and one's in Houston. So they're near, which is wonderful. And I came to Family Promise 4.5 years ago. But
Also 4.5 years.
yes, but my church has been involved for 21 years. They were one of the original rotation model host churches.
Okay.
And then when I was in the healthcare professional, actually we provided services for Family Promise. So I've been on all sides of it, and have loved living in Montgomery County. We've raised our children here, and we feel like it's good to give back to our community. So I've stayed in the nonprofit. We think healthy families equal a healthy community, so do our part.
La señora Marilyn ha estado con Montgomery County por alrededor de 40 años. Ella se vino para acá de Oklahoma City. Ella de allá al lado de Tulsa, Oklahoma, eventualmente. Y estaba estudiando en la universidad cuando el papá y la mamá decidieron mudarse para Texas. Así que se vino a vivir para acá y acá conoció a su novio, su esposo actual, el padre de sus hijos. Dice que él fue en una cita a ciega, donde lo conoció. Dice que le costó como 8 veces que le preguntara que pudiera salir con ella. Aceptó a la 8ª vez. Pero dice que ella no estaba buscando un marido, ella estaba buscando un trabajo. Y comenzó a trabajar en el área de con compañías de fuera de lucro, o baja de lucro, sin lucro alguno. Y de allí comenzó a tener todo lo que es, porque ella siempre ha querido, ella dice que Dios le puso en el corazón el servir a las demás personas. Eso es lo que Marilyn ha hecho todo el tiempo, servir. Ella ha estado en el área de servicio, antes de entrar a Family Promise, donde entró hace 4 años como directora ejecutiva. Ella ha estado trabajando constantemente con otras organizaciones, pero dice que la iglesia donde ella asiste se encargaba de dar lo que eran los hosting a las familias, y eran rotativas en ese tiempo. Ahora ya hay un lugar en Montgomery que es el centro donde las personas van y pueden conseguir toda clase de asistencia. Ahora vamos a preguntarle a ella qué es lo que hace Family Promise. Okay, Marilyn. We love you. Thank you so much. Y, tiene 8 nietos y 3 hijos. Dios la bendiga. God bless you for your kids and your grandkids.
Thank
I have
you.
only one grandkid. Well, I have 2, an adopted one, and but to me, they're my babies.
Yes,
you know
absolutely.
What I mean? So, what brought you to? We're gonna start. What make you love Family Promise so much, and what is Family Promise about?
Well, Family Promise has been in our community for 21 years, and they have 200 affiliates nationwide. But we actually have our affiliate, what best suits our own community and fits the needs of our community.
So you select your affiliates.
Well, we are
by the organization. Okay.
we are affiliate, and we pay for affiliate dues, but we can organize our program that fits our community.
Okay, perfect.
As far as the programs that we
Ellos
have.
tienen 21 años de estar en la comunidad. Ellos son un programa que se creó y que es afiliado a la casa matriz, pero ellos seleccionan los recursos y proveen las necesidades que se acoplan con la comunidad. Go ahead.
So with our program, we transition homeless families with children under the age of 18, and we have a 90-day program that transitions them into long-term stability. So our goal is to when the families come to us, they've been through trauma, they're homeless, they have kids under 18, and we help them with workforce development, educational assessment, with life skills, budget counseling, positive parenting, nutrition, all kinds of things, good tenancy, life skills that help them have the skill set so when they leave, they can support themselves long term.
Okay.
We want to create that generational change and break that poverty.
Lo que hace básicamente Family Promise es que los ayuda a transicionar de lo que se llaman personas sin casa, sin hogares, familias sin hogares. Los entrenan, los aceptan. Después que tú calificas, tú no tienes donde vivir, te ponen ahí por 90 días, pero te ayudan a transicionar a tu vida personal, a una cosa permanente. ¿Cómo lo hace? Mediante asesoría no solamente mental, porque muchas familias vienen con trauma, sino también ayudándolos a equiparse con conocimiento, como entrenamiento, toda clase de guía profesional para que ellos puedan llegar a tener un hogar permanente y salgan de lo que significa de salir de la calle, de vivir en las calles. Okay, so basically you do not only assist them by giving them the 90-day and giving them everything, but you train those parents to be self-sufficient.
That is correct.
Okay.
That is correct.
That is amazing.
Well, they come from trauma, and some of them have come from domestic violence, loss of job. Different situations bring family to homelessness. It's not, some people think homelessness is addiction and mental illness, and it's not at all. It's families. There's families with kids. And we found out just this week that Conroe ISD, and there's several ISDs in Montgomery County, has over 1,000 registered homeless school-age children in our community.
1,000 registered homeless
School-age children.
Okay, ella me acaba de decir que pensamos usualmente cuando decimos que la persona está viviendo en la calle, usualmente son personas que están en adicción, personas que tienen problemas mentales, y realmente no. Todos tienen trauma, pero hay muchas familias que viven en las calles con necesidades y que casualmente ella acaba de ver que en el área de lo que es el Conroe ISD, o sea, Conroe como Independent School District, o el Distrito Escolar Independiente, tiene más de 1,000 niños o escolares, pues, que están viviendo en estos momentos sin casa en las calles. Oh my God. So basically, they're either farmers or they're just transitioning, they're living in the cars, or how do you guys figure this out? And I'm sorry, because you're talking about 1,000 families, because you're talking about kids. I imagine their parents are in the streets as well, you know?
Well, sometimes they're couch surfing. They're going from house to house or friend to friend on their couch or their floor because they don't have a place to live. Some are in their car. Some are in a women's shelter or someplace like that that refers us. And then we go the intake process and see if they're we're a good candidate for our program. We're not an emergency shelter. We are a 90-day program.
Okay, perfect.
So people have things that they have to get done as far as guest guidelines. We call it a guest center because we want them to be guests.
Okay.
Not clients. But guests,
Okay.
because they feel more like they're in a special place and it's safe and it creates stability the 90 days that they are there.
Okay. Ella recibe en ese programa, que es un programa de estabilidad de 90 días, todo tipo de personas que necesitan, pero solamente quiere que ustedes entiendan que es un programa de estabilidad para progresar. No es un shelter de emergencia. O sea que básicamente no es para que usted de emergencia tenga que ir, no. Ellos lo califican usted si usted califica para el programa. Si usted llega la información y da la información que ellos creen, y ellos le dan 90 días de estadía y lo ponen como si fuera un invitado. ¿Por qué? Porque un invitado es una persona que se siente en casa, se quiere sentir welcome o se quiere sentir estable en un lugar seguro. Y eso es lo que Family Promise hace con cualquiera de los que son supuestamente clientes que serían invitados en el área de ellos. Ahora, todas estas familias, muchas de estas familias, y quiero hacer énfasis, son familias que vienen de violencia doméstica, problemas de todo tipo de problemas estructurales y que se han salido a la calle por problemas de violencia o de miedo o de corren de un lado a otro, o sea, problemas inestables. Entonces, Family Promise es lo que te ayuda a salir de la inestabilidad a ser estable. I'm telling you that basically Family Promise, what it does is basically take you from the instability to stability.
Absolutely.
And that's what it is.
Long-term stability is our goal.
Long-term, exactly. That's the goal. That's the goal for everybody.
Absolutely.
Because the more you help those people, the more they help themselves to become civilized civilians of the United States and Texas, pay their taxes, work correctly, raise their kids correctly, and be in a safe environment. And that's what we need everywhere not only in Montgomery, everywhere in Texas. So that's great. I know that you have so many programs, but how do you get somebody qualified? Do they have to have papers? That's the question, because remember, we're dealing with the Hispanic community. Most of them are already living in the streets, and I know like 7 families that are in the street right now, and I know that they haven't got to you because basically they have 0 papers. They have their passports probably, or but they're living with the kids on, like you said, couch to couch in housing of people that are helping them, or like United U.S. United U.S. I think that's the name of the place right here in First Street for homeless. Sometimes they go over there and they eat and they just go to work and things like that.
Salvation Army, maybe.
Salvation Army, maybe, exactly. So that's what is going on right now.
Well, Salvation Army is the emergency shelter in our community, and we're not an emergency shelter. I think we're on the list because we get a lot of calls.
Exactly.
However, we need to do background checks on families. We do have 6 families at a time in our guest center, and so we need to be able to do background checks to make sure that everybody's safe.
Okay.
So if people can get a background check and have the documentation for that, absolutely they could qualify. But we just have to make sure safety's priority. We don't want any predators or anybody that would harm anybody in a multi-family shelter or actually
so
guest
anybody
center.
that has an ID from Venezuela, for example, if they're coming from Venezuela and they have their papers from immigration, they're waiting for a political asylum. With that, you're able to check. Literally, because immigration has already checked them, you're able to check a background. Am I right?
If we need to be, I'm not familiar.
You're not familiar with that,
with
exactly.
that documentation, but we'd have to just put it in the system and see what it comes back.
Okay,
but we do.
perfect.
I mean, even our volunteers that spend the night at our guest center, they all have background checks as well. Our employees have background checks.
Okay.
We all have to make sure priority is the safety.
Exactly.
Some of them come from trauma, and we want to make sure everybody feels safe. They love feeling the stability of being in the same place for 90 days is huge, especially for the children. They're in the same bed, in a private bedroom, private bathroom for 90 days, and they don't ever want to leave.
That's so bad, but yeah, they have to go. So another family is able to do it. But yeah, and the good sense at the end is that they graduate from your program and they're able to succeed and have their own place.
Absolutely. And stabilization's huge. So we have a 1-year stabilization program or aftercare program where they can check in. We check in with them about once a month, making sure they're doing okay. And then the second year, we give them like once a quarter check-in. But we have reunions and we have events that we can stay in touch with our families. And they come back because they're always a part of Family Promise family once they graduate from us. And they miss us. You know, they go through the hard things and do the work, and they're get weary sometimes, but then they come back and go, oh, we missed you, know, because then they realize the blessing that they had while they were at our program.
Exactly. La señora Marilyn nos trae la información adecuada porque dice que lo que pasa con nuestra comunidad, como todos sabemos, es que necesitamos tener papeles. Pero ella dice que mientras que usted pueda conseguir lo que se llama un récord criminal o se pueda sacar un tipo de récord criminal de su persona y de las personas que viven con usted, ellos entonces podrían darle shelter por el programa de 90 días, dependiendo de la situación en la que usted esté. Ella dice que la seguridad en nuestro tiempo es primordial. Cada una de las familias que están allí necesitan sentirse en un lugar estable, sentirse seguros, poder no tener ningún tipo de ataque de alguna persona que sea predator, que sea un violador o una persona rara o una persona que esté en violencia doméstica, que la vayan a contratar para poderle hacer un daño o algo por el estilo. Esa es la primera fase de lo que es Family Promise. Todos los empleados que trabajan en Family Promise, tanto los voluntarios como las personas que trabajan sobre la noche, ellos tienen que tener un background check. Le chequean el récord criminal. Por eso sentido de que es crucial ver que son personas honestas, que van a venir a ayudar, no a hacer daño, y al mismo tiempo darle la seguridad a todos en común en Family Promise. Family Promise también tiene, como les dije, varios programas. Lo que es el goal de ellos en los 90 días es graduarlo a usted del programa con certificación para que usted pueda salir y tenga su propia casa, su propio carro, su propia luz, agua y teléfono que pagar, su propio trabajo y que sus hijos vayan a la escuela. Ese es el goal de Family Promise y ese es el goal de todas las asociaciones que trabajan con personas que viven en la calle. Ahora, ellos tienen la extensión del programa por un año. Significa que después que usted sale de los 90 días, automáticamente ellos van y chequean con usted durante un año, quieren saber cómo usted está, cómo usted le está yendo, lo llaman, le preguntan si le pueden ayudar en algo. Ellos hacen eso por un año y después cada 3 meses o cada 4 meses chequean después del segundo año. Family Promise tiene las reuniones, las familias regresan y siempre le dicen a la señora Marilyn, los extrañamos un montón. ¿Por qué? Porque aprendieron a ser independientes, pero al mismo tiempo son personas con gratitud. Así que cuando regresan dan las gracias por el trabajo tan grande que ha hecho la comunidad y que Family Promise ha hecho para mantenerlos a ellos en un lugar seguro. It is beautiful, Miss Marilyn. Just the security of knowing that I graduated from that program, for example, and I have a house now or an apartment, and my kids are safe and they're going to school, and that I'm able to provide for them without needing, and I know not only that, you do as well help them get their place.
Yes.
And you furnish the place. I saw that, and I'm like, really, you go to 100% with these people.
We do go 100%, but it's always with our partners. It's not just Family Promise by ourselves.
Exactly, I know, but just sponsors and everybody that
we have
is
mission
supporting.
partners.
Mission
yes,
partners, exactly. I imagine. So I saw that on the website.
Yes,
and it was amazing.
And transitional housing or affordable housing is a real big challenge right now with the inflation and the cost of living, and the wages aren't going up as much as the rent. And so we struggle with that. That's why educational advancement is huge. We want to make sure people have the education or certification where they can afford to stabilize their family and afford to stay in their apartment. We want to set them up for success, not to fail.
Yeah, because
so
if they say nowadays, whenever you're gonna rent an apartment, they ask you for 3 times the amount of salary that you make in order for you to rent one bedroom or 2 bedrooms.
Correct.
And it is expensive right now. Everything has, because of the inflation, everything has gone through the roof.
Correct.
And believe me, right now, with this time, we're hoping it doesn't get worse, but I imagine what you do. Ella habla sobre el programa de transición. El programa de transición de casas es tan duro a veces, por eso en el sentido de que ellos quieren asegurarse que la persona que está con ellos esté educada lo suficiente para poder hacer la transición y mantener un trabajo, porque cuando ellos las ayudan a moverse a su propio apartamento o rentar una casa o algo por el estilo, tiene que ganar hasta 4 o 5 veces el nivel del precio de la casa, y eso es lo que se está exigiendo en estos momentos en el mercado. Y el trabajo que ellos hacen, no solamente que te ayudan a conseguir la casa, sino te amueblan la casa, pero mediante lo hacen mediante que ellos tienen donadores, ellos tienen eventos, ellos tienen gente que la comunidad misma le da a Family Promise, además de los grants que ellos reciben de asociaciones privadas y del gobierno. Eso es lo que hace que Family Promise pueda ayudar a las familias a poder seguir a esa estabilidad permanente. Por eso que es tan bonito verlo en el website. Vamos a ver si le pido al productor que nos los ponga en el website. I'm going to ask my producer to put the website, your website, to make sure that we are able to show exactly. I went to your Facebook. That's when I was able to see the family that got the house and it was equipped and everything. The pictures are magnificent. The surprise of those kids having their own room, having their own bathroom, and they're able to just do things that they didn't have before because they probably were living in a car or in the street for longest.
And sharing a bed with somebody else.
And sharing a bed with somebody else. And the risk of so many things happening to them. So I based the program today, and I called the program today Promise, because no child should be without a home. And that's your logo. No child should be without a home.
Correct.
Everybody should have a roof over their head. Mm-hmm. And Family Promise is doing this. And I'm very proud to have met your organization, and know that this is going towards the help of our kids, okay? And it doesn't matter anything. It's just matter that you're a human being and you need to have equality and rights. Your rights as a human being need to be fulfilled. Correct. And that's something that you're doing perfectly.
We couldn't do it without our community partners, without the support of many community partners. We outsource our counseling services. We have a beautiful partnership with Finishing Touch that if families qualify, can help furnish their home. Or we put a sign-up genius for wish list, and we post those so people can get their home. So there's a lot of different ways that we go about making it happen. But we couldn't do it without
monthly coffee, whatever.
Yes.
That people can donate $15, $20 every month and whatever, and that goes towards somebody else, like gas payment of the car.
Correct.
Or things like that, light bills, so they help people.
Correct.
That is so amazing.
We have a coffee club, we call it, instead of so for one coffee a month, you get to donate to Family Promise, and then that adds up, and that adds up, and that helps. That helps. We do a lot of different things. We provide their needs, not their wants, but their needs are big.
Exactly. And then sometimes we need to understand those kids and those families are like, at this point, whatever you want to give us, we're okay with it. There's some people that are picky because we have our stuff. But I've seen so much humility on
Yes.
those humans that I'm like, oh God, there's God there and they're really needing the help. You know what I mean? Estamos hablando sobre la necesidad de estas criaturas y de que Family Promise, si ustedes están viendo ahorita mismo el website de ellos directamente es www.familypromiseofmc.org. Ahí usted puede sacar el website de ellos y habla sobre todo lo que está pasando en estos momentos, cómo las familias han sido afectadas y qué tipo de vida hay que darles. Primero, claro, la casa. Can you click on who we are, sir, please? Okay, la misión de quiénes son, cómo son, qué es lo que ellos hacen, el suceso. Personas que han hablado sobre cada vez que reciben una donación, cada vez que ellos se implementa esa donación y cómo va. Can you scroll down a little bit? La felicidad en los niños, testimonios. Podemos ver un testimonio de una señora que Family Promise le hizo la vida diferente, le cambió su aspecto completamente. Ahí con tiempo usted puede cliquear y escuchar los testimonios. Sir, can you go to what we do? Okay. Ellos hablan sobre los diferentes tipos de servicios que están haciendo. La prevención. And I'm pretty sure you're great and big on prevention. Prevention
Absolutely.
is the best one because the most prevention you can give, the less people are in the street. You know what I mean?
That's correct.
And that's what I always believe. My mama, as a nurse, she always said, prevention is the best thing.
It is, absolutely.
You can educate and prevent. You can then not fulfill what is going on back later on. So
Correct.
the website is really, really amazing. I went through the website nick by nick, and I loved it. How you guys put your stories, how the testimony was this lady that said, you guys changed her full life.
Yes.
She became somebody. And that's what she said, I became someone.
Yes.
Because I felt I was nobody. And you know something, I went through your videos in New York. I think it was in Chicago. No, the founder in
New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Yes.
And how she was able to start creating this to make sure that people understand that being homeless is not a shame.
Correct.
And people treat you differently when you're homeless. They think you're an addict. They think why you're not working, you're lazy, You know, they prejudge, and that's what we need to stop. Stereotyping and prejudging. We need to find out what happened and see the person as a human that needs help.
Correct.
Okay, estoy hablando de la prevención. Family Promise prefiere hacer prevención. Prevención es ayudar a la persona que está teniendo problemas, que en asistencia a la renta, transportación, programas de transportación, usted puede cliquear ahí y aprender más. Las personas que no califican para el programa de ellas, ellos los mandan a los shelters de emergencia, porque ellos no son un shelter de emergencia, automáticamente necesitan ir a un lugar donde pueden conseguir un techo de emergencia porque están corriendo de algún tipo de peligro, violencia doméstica, cualquier tipo de problema que la persona mentalmente no puede estabilizarse en el lugar donde está y tiene que salir de esa área. Entonces habla sobre también ser parte de que si ya saliste de la emergencia, puedes pertenecer a Family Promise enlistándote, proveyendo todos los papeles y cumpliendo el programa de 90 días. Y graduados, familias graduadas. That's your big baby, the promise, the graduation
Yes.
kids, your
Yes.
graduation kids and families,
Yes.
because you see their hope and their
Yes.
happiness at the end of the road. When you saw them, when they came, they were destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
So I imagine you do the same thing that Miss Xiomara does with the women's shelter, and I'm very, very fun and very tied to it because I lived myself domestic violence, so I know what it is. Nobody told me about it. So how can you become better? When you see this, it's the change on their face.
Right.
That they're able to get a job, that they're safe place, that their kids are safe. Those things, I imagine you enjoy the most.
Well, we get to see them. We have the privilege of seeing them go from actually tragedy and trauma to triumph.
Exactly.
And then we're that kind of support system when they leave to keep them stabilized. And so we become their family, and families support families, right? So it all, a lot of it comes down to funding, what we're able to do. But like I said, we provide their needs, not their wants, so they can start saving their money and start building their own self-esteem. And I had one lady that was going for an interview, and we kind of had some donation of clothing and got her a nice professional outfit. And when she walked by, I said, "I believe in you. You're going to do great." And she stepped backwards and looked at me and said, "Nobody has ever told me they believed in me before."
Wow.
And she was a 36-year-old single mom that had been through domestic violence. And it just hit my heart. And the stories that we have from the children about being able to have a wall to hang a picture, or having shoes that fit, or
Their
having
own blankie.
their own blankie and their own bed, and just that sense of stability and people that care and love them.
That is amazing. La señora Marilyn hace cambios en muchas vidas, en vidas actuales. Ella dice que hay muchos testimonios, como le digo yo, que el bebé de ella es graduar, el ver el soporte a las familias graduadas, el graduar a las familias de 90 días y asegurarse que esos niños los ves desde el momento del trauma y del dolor o de la tragedia hasta cuando ya son personas triunfantes, personas que han llegado a progresar, a salir adelante. O sea, dice que tuvo experiencia con una señora que tenía 36 años, que le ayudaron a conseguir un saco, completamente un outfit completo y la arreglaron para ir a una entrevista. Y que cuando ella la vio salir, le dijo, confiamos en ti, estamos orgullosos de ti, sal adelante. Y que es lo que le dijo, se volvió y dijo, nunca nadie me había dicho que confiaba en mí, nunca nadie me había dicho que salir adelante, nunca nadie me llenó ese poquito de autoestima. Esos son lo que ve Marilyn a cada rato, además de las tragedias. Y tenemos que entender que esos son procesos que todos en la vida tenemos que pasar. Algunos de esa manera, otros no. Y los que tenemos que comenzar a dar. We're going to take a break and then we're going to talk about your events, how the Hispanic community can get involved as volunteers, or if you're needing funding, how can we give you money? How can we raise money for you? How can we develop ourselves as a Hispanic community and give a little bit of what we're receiving in this country? We're going to take a break. Vamos a tomar un break y vamos a hablar sobre las cosas que podemos hacer nosotros como hispanos para poder ayudar a Family Promise, porque es parte de nosotros, los que estamos aquí en Montgomery, que hablamos español y tenemos algo, podemos compartir con ellos. En unos minutos nos vemos. Hey, this is Jenny from Voces En Accion. First Financial Bank can help those who wish to purchase their own home but do not have a Social Security. Their IT and home loan can be a perfect option for those in that situation. They're able to be reached and they can help you at 936-439-1800. That number is 936-439-1800. The American Dream, it is at the reach with First Financial Bank. First Financial Bank, it is an equal housing lender, member of FIDC. Hola, soy yo, Jenny, de Voces en Acción, y vamos a hablar sobre nuestro patrocinador, First Financial Bank. First Financial Bank le puede ayudar a quienes desean comprar su propia casa, pero no tienen un número de seguro social. El préstamo hipotecario de ITN puede ser una opción perfecta para quienes están en esta situación. Estamos aquí para ayudarles y los puede contactar al 936-439-1800. El número es 936-439-1800. El sueño americano está al alcance con First Financial Bank. Prestamista de vivienda adquisitiva, miembro FIDC. Gracias por mantenerse con nosotros nuevamente, Voces en Acción, continuando la conversación con la señora Marilyn y todo lo que significa Family Promise. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for staying. And we're going to continue speaking a little bit more with Miss Marilyn and Family Promise. And we're going to talk about now, how can you pay back? You have received a lot and you're being blessed. You're not in the street. If you have a roof over your head, you have your kids going to school, and you have a job. What can you do for them? They're needing your help. All these families here in Montgomery are needing help. And what we can do is give a little bit of our time. A simple meal that you can buy on November the 11th, or if you want to go and party with your husband on Halloween night.
It's
October 13th. Okay, and I usually don't give this, but for me, touches a special part on my soul. This money that you guys are spending in Halloween and costumes or whatever, this year, after you put your kids to bed on the 13th, put it in your calendar. In B Winery, Family Promise is going to be having a benefit fundraising, and it's going to be $50 admission in advance, and at the door it's going to be $75 for adults. And it's all you can eat, beer and wine. And there's costume contests, there's going to be DJs, and there's going to be action items. You can go ahead and get a hold of them. You can talk to them. You can call them. Again, any questions, their phone number is 936, I apologize, 936-441-8778. Again, 936-441-8778. Este año, ellos ahorita como nosotros recibimos y tenemos nosotros usualmente la mayoría del tiempo una casa, un techo, comida, tenemos un trabajo y nuestros hijos están bien. Vamos a buscar un momento para poder sacar dinero y poder ayudar a Family Promise, porque hay muchos niños en la calle que no tienen este año, no tienen un techo, no tienen dónde vivir, y Family Promise puede ayudarlos. ¿Qué podemos hacer? El día 13 de octubre ellos tienen durante el año diferentes eventos, pero ahora el más cercano es octubre 13, es el día de las brujas que se celebra. El que no celebra no importa, pero el que quiera ir a celebrar y quiere ir a tomarse un vino o una cerveza, puede ir a B Winery y está la dirección, se pueden hablar con ellos directamente y preguntar la información. La admisión en adelanto son $50, $75 en la puerta, y todos los procesos, todo lo que se gane allí van a ser dados a Family Promise. Esa plata vuelve y se invierte para poder ayudar a todas las familias que están en el centro necesitando ayuda. Ella tiene muchos eventos. El próximo es después de ese, el noviembre 11. El noviembre 11, no cocinen, señores. Do not cook. Don't cook on November 11. Why? First of all, it's Veterans Day. We're celebrating our veterans. We're celebrating our veterans and our cops, Philip Cash, which is I love Philip. God bless you, sir. Philip has joined with a Family Promise to do this event, okay, where you guys are able to go to the Montgomery County Community Service. They're a center. They're in Gerald Street back in Woolies, and you can buy a big plate of catfish dinner for $12. You don't have to stay if you don't want to stay, but you can stay and mingle as well. You can listen from the kids that have been there and they have had their experience with Family Promise, and they want to talk to you, and they want to make you understand what they go through and what the Family Promise had done for them. And that's something that you have to see face to face. I can talk to you guys about everything that you want to do, but at the same time, if you don't go and live this yourself, you will not understand it. I walked the premises of Family Promise yesterday, and I am so honored that Marilyn is heading this. Marilyn, her staff, the board of directors are amazing people. They're donating their time. They're sitting down and they're doing activities with the community. So they're constantly involved in every single event. Family Promise, ahora en noviembre, por favor, no cocine. El 11 de noviembre es el Día Veterano. Ese día váyase a comprar catfish al Community Center aquí en Willis y vaya y aprenda un poco de lo que es Family Promise. Van a hablar los niños que han sido impactados positivamente por Family Promise y las familias que han recibido. Y ellos, cada plato, lo mismo que pasa con lo de Halloween, cada plato, cada donación que reciben va directamente a los fondos del centro para que el centro pueda ayudar a más familias. How many families in your center can be hosted?
We can host 6 families at a time. And that's really a lot because we don't know if they're going to have 1 child or 4 or 5. And so sometimes at dinner we'll have 12 children and 3 moms or 4 moms and, a lot of kids.
Exactly.
And they're all ages from newborn to 18.
Okay, ellos en el centro de Family Promise pueden hacer que 6 familias completas convivan durante 90 días. 6 familias pueden ser mamá y 4 hijos, mamá y papá y 5 hijos, mamá con 7 hijos o papá con 3. O sea, no importa las familias. Es que han llegado momentos donde están sentados en la mesa y hay 12 chiquillos, 4 mamás. O sea, es bellísimo ver, porque hay una unión familiar en todo el centro y se huele la paz, la camaradería, se huele el amor entre estas familias porque han pasado por lo mismo todas. What I love of it is that the peacefulness. I went there, and when you open the door, I feel at peace. And that's something that I'm not living there. And when I saw it, I'm like, oh my God. I would love to have enough money to donate to your favorite closet. And you know what I'm talking about. Because I know that every kid deserve a blankie.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I wish I could, as the Hispanic community receives from so many things, I wish we can become a little bit grateful. and give more to you guys. Because we came from our countries. I've been here 40 years, and I became a U.S. citizen. I've been paying taxes. I came in an aircraft. I was a brat. So for me, it was easy. But there's a lot of people that cross the border, and they have done their American dream. I know one of them, Jose Palafox. He came and he lived in the streets for many years, and he's donating and working a lot in this community. I know a lot of stories like that, and that's why I want to implement this to the Hispanic community. What would you say about that?
Well, I think there's a lot of ways you can give back. We have all of our reception time is volunteers. Okay. We have 3 spots available. It's just 4 hours a day, and we have 3 different days. We have spots available to answering the phones. We would love to have somebody bilingual on that front desk, and they greet the people. We also have gaps on meals. Every night, 365 days, we provide hot meals, and that comes from our community. A lot of it is our faith community, and churches will adopt us for a week. But we could use more faith community partners. We could use more organizations and people to bring evening meals, and also volunteer. Christmas is coming up. People adopt a family for Christmas.
Exactly.
We had school supply drives. We have all kinds of different things. Or if people want to come and just celebrate a birthday or help with a graduation and help people get their homes back in order, supply their home things. There's just a lot of ways you can give.
So much things to give.
A lot of ways.
La señora Marilyn dice que hay mucha manera de ayudar. Y todos podemos ver esto. Mírese que en el centro necesitan a ese recepcionista. Ahorita mismo hay 3 cupos abiertos para poder entrar usted y sentarse y llamar y contestar los teléfonos en inglés y en español. Es un recepcionista bilingüe que quiera donar 4 horas de su tiempo. No solamente eso, dice que viene la Navidad y el Año Nuevo y vienen todos los eventos y se necesitan voluntarios que quieran trabajar para envolver regalos o trabajar donando o si quiere adoptar una familia, porque hay familias que necesitan regalos para Navidad, para que sus hijos se sientan que están en Navidad. Que hay muchas maneras, miles de maneras que le puede ser a ustedes que pueden ustedes donar, pero depende de nosotros. Nosotros estamos aquí en los Estados Unidos recibiendo. Es tiempo de que tengamos un poquito de corazón, que sintamos la necesidad como cristianos, como creyentes, como personas hábiles que podemos dar. ¿Y por qué no darle a Family Promise of Montgomery County? Cada dólar que usted dé, sea que usted se registre, and can we go to on get involved on that area with the website wish list? Where is the one? Where is you find the coffee one? I think it was
donate.
In donate and donate. Thank you. Sorry about that. Okay, that's it. Go down, sorry, right there. Okay. Este programa es simple. Si usted no quiere hacer nada, este programa sería perfecto para usted. Es un programa donde usted selecciona una vez al mes, ¿ok? $15, $30 o $45 de su salario. Y usted lo pone a Family Promise. Nada más tiene que llamar por teléfono y hablar con la señora Marilyn al 936-441-8778 y decirles claramente, yo quiero trabajar en el Coffee Club. Esa plata que usted dona le sirve a una persona para pagar sus cosas de higiene, para pagar los zapatos para un niño, para conseguir gasolina para su carro. Si usted se promete que esos $15 que se hacen en las uñas o en las cejas o si la hacen en el cabello se compra extra, esos $15 que usted no necesita o esos $30 que usted no necesita al mes, usted los promete a Family Promise, usted está cambiando la vida de una familia. Vamos a ser hispanos responsables, vamos a ser hispanos con amor y vamos a donar, vamos a dar de nuestro tiempo. Sir, can you go down? Okay. I think it was in the other one. There was another program that you have.
You can click on donate.
Donate again.
If you click on donate.
Right there. Okay, perfect. And I'm sorry. También tienen campañas de donación. Ellos tienen campañas de donación todo el tiempo. And those are your big, huge campaigns every year, am I right? You go and promote this. I have heard it. And then you have a breakfast as well, am I right?
Well, we have a luncheon,
Exactly.
once a year, and there's different ways you can donate. You can do a monthly giving, and there's also a roundup where if you buy something and it's $19.50, the other 50 cents could be rounded up and given the change to Family Promise.
That's nice.
So that's an easy way for people to give as well in the monthly giving, and then you can set the limit on how much you want to give. If it's $500 and it stops there, then your roundup will stop, or whatever you decide. So there's a lot of different ways, but every dollar helps because we have unmet needs every day.
Exactly.
Families have things that they need. A kid needs something different at school that we didn't have a supply for, or all kinds of things. We have to stock a pantry. We have a stocked pantry of food. We have diapers. We have all kinds of things that we supply, just like a household. But it's for many, many families. So we always are, every dollar is appreciated.
Están necesitando comida, están necesitando llenar el pantry, o sea, la alacena. La alacena tiene que estar completamente proveída. Reciben toda clase de donaciones, desde fórmula de niños hasta Pampers. Todo lo que son sábanas, toallas, cosas nuevas, por favor. Si usted tiene y usted le sobra, por favor, tóquese el corazón y vaya y hable con la señora Marilyn. Ella recibe las llamadas. Si usted no entiende inglés y usted no puede hablar en inglés, usted puede conseguir una persona que le hable inglés y traducir. Ellos también consiguen traductores. You have somebody that may be able to translate if somebody calls in Spanish to you guys?
Yes, and we actually have a new employee starting August 24th. That's bilingual.
Pasando el 24 de este mes, va a haber una persona completamente bilingüe en el centro. Thank you. Porque esa persona va a poder hablar con ustedes. Y si usted quiere donar, se puede meter en la donación. Usted puede hacer una donación mensual, una vez. Tiene lo que se llama roundups. Roundups es cuando usted compra una cosa y que cuesta $19, $19.50. Y usted quiere donar los 50 centavos a Family Promise. Ellos le dan la tarjetita y usted automáticamente, ¡pum!, los otros 50 centavos lo da para Family Promise. Tienen todo tipo de manera de dar. Usted no puede decir que no hay. Voluntarios de todo tipo. So, Miss Marilyn, there's no way of, I don't know how much to tell you, thank you.
Thank you.
From the bottom of my heart. And I say it because it hurts. Mm-hmm. People don't understand this. And it's hard. Coming from the background I've come in my life, seeing how much you help. Oh, I wish I would have known in 2003 that you guys were available. You know what I mean? When you're running from domestic violence and you're about to, you don't know what to do.
Yes.
And I was able to stand up, but not everybody was able to, you know? And then know now that this is available and that you're able to graduate women like me and help them through the process. Oh, it's magnificent. I am so honored to have you in my show. And anything that I can do for Family Promise, please call me.
Thank
anytime. You. It has been a pleasure. Is there anything else that you would like us to know before I close the show?
Well, I just want to say we try to give compassionate care. It comes from our heart. You lead with love and show people that they do have value. Everybody's worthy of a second chance, and have that compassionate care. And we believe healthy families equal a healthy community, and that's our heart. We lead with our heart, and we want to create a better future for the children that have gone through this with their families, so they don't have to repeat and create that generational change. So thank you so much for having me.
That's okay. Ella lo que quiere decirnos siempre, y creo que es lo más bonito. Miss Marilyn dice que tenemos que tener compasión, carisma, amor. Tenemos que tener ternura y compasión sobre todo el ayudar, el dar. Todo eso lo tenemos que tener nosotros. Sin eso no podemos hacer nada en nuestras vidas. Eso es lo principal. Al nosotros hacer eso, podemos saber qué es lo que es dar. Y como le digo a ella, comparto con ella porque yo pasé por esto. Yo pasé por muchas cosas en mi vida que ustedes no conocen. Pero yo estoy tan orgullosa de que Family Promise está allí para ayudar a muchas mujeres, a muchos niños, a muchos hombres, ¿okay?, que lo necesitan en estos momentos. Y tenemos que estar nosotros agradecidos que hay organizaciones como Family Promise. Miss Marilyn, it's been an honor. Thank you so much. Muchas gracias por estar con nosotros. Thank you so much for, putting up with me one more show. And we're going to see you guys on our next show, and you guys are going to enjoy it. Thank you so much, First Financial Bank. Gracias, First Financial Bank. Y nos vemos en nuestra próxima edición de Voces en Acción. See you later on our next edition of Voces en Acción. Bye-bye.
Esto fue Voces en Acción, el programa comunitario que informa a nuestra comunidad latina. Voces en Acción, la verdad en acción. Voices in Action, the truth in action. Hasta nuestra próxima edición.
Hi, this is Jenny with Voces en Acción. Let me talk to you guys about one of our sponsors, First Financial Bank. First Financial Bank can help your dream of becoming a homeowner true. The new Affordable Mortgage Program at First Financial Bank can be a great option for those seeking to achieve this dream for themselves and their families. They are here to help you. For more information, call First Financial Bank at 936-439-1800 and discover how First Financial Bank can help you today. That is 936-439-1800. The American dream is at reach at First Financial Bank. Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC. Hola, les habla Jenny de Voces en Acción y voy a hablar sobre un patrocinador de nosotros, First Financial Bank. First Financial Bank puede ayudar a cualquiera a hacer realidad un sueño de convertirse en propietarios de una casa. El nuevo programa de hipotecas asequibles de First Financial Bank puede ser una gran opción para quienes buscan alcanzar este sueño para ellos y sus familias. Ellos están aquí para ayudarle. Para obtener más información, llame al 936-439-1800 y descubra cómo First Financial Bank puede ayudarle hoy mismo. El número es 936-439-1800. El sueño americano está al alcance en First Financial Bank, prestamista de vivienda equitativa, miembro FIDC.